Boundaries. Boundaries are important. If you have no boundaries, you often are exhausted, burned out, sad, anxious, because you're always really worried about showing up for other people, making sure you're doing your best, making sure you show up for your kids, your partner, your mom, your dad, your siblings, your nieces and nephews, and close friends, and even coworkers. Boundaries are really important because then it allows you to show up for you. That's what boundaries are all about. So, what I want you to do is create one boundary. It may be, I'm going to get up early to make sure I show up for me before I show up for anyone else. And what I want you to do is really start dating that concept of, I'm going to get up for myself 30 minutes before the house gets up, 30 minutes before my partner gets up, so I can sit here and show up for me. Start dating that concept. So when you tell your partner that you're going to give yourself 30 minutes for yourself, you have already really embraced that concept. And you're not expecting them to embrace it the way you do. Or you're not expecting them to be something that you're not for your boundary. And so when you date that concept of your boundary of getting up before anybody else so you can give time to yourself, what you do is that you communicate to them that this is really important. And it's no harm or foul towards the relationship, but in order to be the best you possible for anybody else, you have to be good for yourself. So communicate to that person that this is the boundary. And it doesn't mean that you love them less. And I just want you to start that routine. And whenever there's another boundary that you need to put in place, make sure you date it before you implement it. So then you can learn how to embrace it before you want others to embrace it. Because if you're not a fan of your boundary, right? Nobody else is going to be a fan of your boundary because we're social beings. We're going to try to take, and nobody's going to know your end point, right? Nobody's going to know your threshold like you know it. So date your boundary, start feeling it, being the super fan of it, and then start communicating it and implementing it. Your boundaries are important. Your time's important. Be well, be amazing, and most of all, be you.